Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is your favorite young black entrepreneur, LK, coming to you from Gary, Indiana, doing the owner-operator's #1 favorite thing to do in the world, working on a truck on a Friday night after being gone all week long. So this is my flagship truck. The driver had some other issues, but this is the main one. Deer went under, ripped all this off, so I'm replacing this. Replacing airlines because now there's a crack in it in the emergency line, so I'm getting rid of all those airlines, getting the rubber ones put in. If you know anything about Volvos, the coolant plug has gone bad, so we're going to be replacing that as well. But the thing that I'm going to be talking to you guys about is something that a lot of people don't know how to do, and I cannot find any videos on Facebook on how to do it, and that is replacing the windshield washer fluid pump. So I'm gonna show you a quick and easy way how to find it. As you know, this is where my windshield washer fluid pump, what the fluid goes into. So if your truck is like mine, 9 times out of 10 the pump is going to be in the same place, and it's on the driver's side of the engine. So stay tuned. Alright, so to find this pump, as I'm under the truck, as you can see, that's the front of the truck. This is the first tank, your second tank, third tank. The back hose, air hose on the third tank. Follow that straight up to the frame and straight back. And the pump sits in here. Now, the pump is already taken out. I already took it apart. Figured it all out before I made this video, so I can tell you exactly what's going on with it. But the pump sits in there like that. So it's kind of hard and it's very tight in here, so those with bigger hands might have a problem. So when you're taking this out, the very first thing that you want to do is you want to put something under the truck to catch the fluid when you pull this out. So if you can see, the pump sits in here. It sits in that hole right there, if you can kind of see it. And then when you take it out, because it's gravity fed a little bit, all that stuff is going to come out. So good to go. Alright, so if you need to know all the tools you need, you're going to need a knife and or flathead screwdriver. And you're going to need a new pump. There's your part number. I only use genuine Volvo parts, so that's a genuine Volvo part number. Alright, and so this is our new pump. So to take the old one out, pretty much all it is, as you can see off the old one, I did fight with it a little bit, but I'm going to tell you why in a second. You got a rubber hose at the top. You got rubber hose at the bottom. Those just pull off too easy. Now the problem that I had was with this plug. I couldn't figure out for the life of me how to get the plug off. And this is the reason why. So I'm gonna try to show you the best I can. If I can get my hand back in here. Alright, so the problem that I had is this plastic piece. I couldn't really tell if it was on the actual pump or if it was on the plug. So I had to use the knife to kind of clean off all the dirt and corrosion that was kind of sticking it together. It looked like one piece, especially in the dark using this flashlight. So pretty much I used the knife and I pried this lip up. The reason why I say it's dangerous is it will probably be quicker with 2 people, mainly because you got to use something to keep this lifted up, and you have to use your hands to hold the plug and the pump at the same time and pull it apart, because you know you can't just go yanking on electrical cords because you'll mess them up. This plug looks pretty good. You know, I never replaced this plug, never did anything to it, but it looks good to go, so I don't have to do too much cleaning or nothing like that, so thank God I don't. So now we get to go into the fun part about reinstalling this thing. Stay tuned. So the way I'm going to get started by doing this is, one, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to inspect everything, make sure everything looks clean, make sure there's no dummies. Like sometimes they'll have like block offs in different holes just to keep stuff out of it while in transport. And so after I do that and everything looks good to go on this one, what I'm going to do is, the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this thing up, because I want to make sure that this thing works before I go and assemble all this. So that's the same thing that you would do with any electrical part if you can. Just plug it up, make sure it works, and go from there. Alright, so just got that snapped in, as you can see. and we're gonna go up in the cab and we're gonna listen out for it. Alright, let's see if we hear it. So, don't know if you can hear it, but I can definitely hear it, so that means the pump's good to go. Alright, so now we know the pump is good to go. You know, it would suck to put all this together and find out that we got a bad pump. So, only thing we're going to do now is very simple. This black hole is where my pinky is, this little black tube. It's going to go sit in that hole that I showed you where the stuff comes out of. Right there. See? If I push on it, you can see it coming out. Alright, cool. So, you're going to sit that in there. This little nipple is going to be to the left. And then remember, you still have the thing at the top. So, just going to sit that right in there. Boop. Yep. And yes, I did say boop. Because sometimes you got to talk to the stuff as you're fixing it. So, now what I did was, I know which hose is which because the hose that came from the top, I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, I sat it on top of that bolt. Sat it on top of this bolt so that I know that that's the one for the top. So, I'm going to reach up here. And somebody had a very smart idea, honestly. You know, they put a zip tie on the hose. So, it makes it tighter. So, I'm going to go up here. And just simply insert that in there. Now, let's see if I can do it with one hand. Because what that zip tie does is it makes it tighter. So it's harder to come off. But sometimes when you make things harder to come off, you make it harder to go back on too. So let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna need two hands. I'll be right back. Alright, took a little bit of effort, but not too much. Just had to really see deeply what I was doing. But just wanted you to see the magical moment. And everything I tell you is real, so you get to see me struggle as well. Boom. So, yep, there's that. And then you got to get this hose for this nipple down here. Let's see where I put that one. It's right here, off to the side. So, actually, looks like I put it in backwards. I'm sorry, I lied to you guys. So that nipple looks like it goes to the left because of how that hose is. Well, straight out at you. Let's see. Well, so you know how this pump goes back in. Look at it before you take it out, because it's been a minute since I took it out, and I worked on some other stuff since I took it out. So I kind of forgot which way it was in here, but it looks like it goes to the left. But the whole thing is that this little compartment that it sits in, this pump snaps into it. So I got the bottom pump in now. I got I'm sorry, not the bottom pump, but the bottom hose in now. So we're going to stick the pump back in there. Back in this little hole. And we're just going to push it till it clicks. I'm going to use two hands for this. Alright, so just did it. Got it back in this little cubby hole. Just so you can kind of see if I can get a good angle. Because like I said, they put this in a weird spot. But, so yeah, like I was right. This little nipple thing kind of faces to the left. And you have the hose at the top, plug at the top, and that's just pretty much all it is. So with that, YouTube, I thank you for watching another one of my videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that alert button at the bottom, so that way you know whenever I make more videos. Make sure you go ahead and share this, because like I said, I couldn't find no information at all about how to do it, so I went ahead, showed you guys, seen the struggles. And for those who like, well, why would I go through all that? It really doesn't take that long. It's probably a 30-minute job. And if you took it to a shop, a normal shop, that 30-minute job is about $50 plus tax. So about 55, 60 bucks depending on where you are. So You just saved yourself 50 bucks and a trip to the shop. So that's it. That's all. If you guys have not heard it today or at all, I love you. I believe you can do anything you put your mind to. I really do believe it, because I know that the people watching this videos and all my videos are very special, and you can achieve anything as long as you are willing to put the work in behind it. So this is LK signing off. Much love. Peace.